In a small sunny village, there was a beautiful public garden. In the middle of this garden grew a magical tree called the Joy Tree. The Joy Tree was special. Whenever people in the village did something kind, like sharing food, helping an old man cross the street, or smiling at a sad neighbor, the tree would grow sweet, juicy apples. The villagers loved the tree, and the village was always happy. But in the village lived a man named Grumble. Grumble was always angry. He hated seeing people happy and he hated the joy tree. One dark night, Grumble walked into the garden. He dug a small hole right next to the roots of the joy tree. He dropped a dark, ugly, bitter seed into the hole and covered it with dirt. This will stop that stupid tree from being so happy, Grumble whispered with an evil laugh. The next morning, something went wrong. The leaves of the joy tree turned a sickly yellow. The sweet apples dried up and tasted like sour vinegar. When the villagers came to the garden, they were shocked. The tree is sick, a little girl cried. Suddenly, a loud voice boomed from the tree. It was the spirit of the joy tree. Someone has planted a bitter seed near my roots. The tree sighed heavily. The bitterness is poisoning my water. If you do not dig it up by sunset, I will die, and joy will leave this village forever. The villagers became terrified. Then they became furious. Who did this? Shouted the baker. It must be Grumble, yelled the blacksmith. He is always frowning. An angry crowd rushed to Grumble's house. They banged on his door, yelling insults. They threw mud at his windows. They screamed that they would kick him out of the village forever. Inside his house, Grumble smiled. The villagers' anger and hatred actually made him feel powerful. And out in the garden, the joy tree grew even weaker, its branches dropping toward the ground. The villagers' anger was feeding the poison. Only one person did not join the angry crowd. Her name was Lily, a 7-year-old girl with bright eyes. Lily walked to the garden and looked at the dying tree. Then she looked down the road toward Grumble's house, where the crowd was screaming. She realized something important. You cannot wash away mud with more mud. You need clean water. Lily walked into her family's kitchen. She took a warm, fresh piece of sweet bread. She walked past the angry crowd, straight to Grumble's front door. She knocked gently. Tap, tap, tap. The angry shouting stopped. The villagers watched in silence. Grumble opened the door, ready to yell. But when he looked down, he only saw little Lily. She wasn't holding mud or stones. She was holding out the warm bread with a kind smile. I know you are lonely, Mr. Grumble, Lily said softly. And I know you are unhappy. I brought you some breakfast. I hope your day gets better. Grumble froze. He looked at the bread. He looked at Lily's kind, innocent face. For years, people had given Grumble anger, so he gave anger back. No one had even given him kindness. The heavy frozen ice around his heart suddenly melted. A tear rolled down his cheek. He felt deeply ashamed. I am so sorry, Grumble sobbed. He dropped to his knees, ran to the garden, and began digging into the dirt with his bare hands. The villagers watched as he pulled out the dark, ugly, bitter seed and threw it far away into the river. Instantly, a wave of green light washed over the joy tree. The leaves turned bright green again, and hundreds of big red apples grew on the branches in seconds. The air felt like sugar and rain. From that day on, Grumble wasn't grumpy anymore. He learned how to smile because Lily had taught him a lesson he would never forget. The moral: anger cannot fight anger. Only kindness can change a bad heart. When people are mean to us, it is easy to be mean back. But shouting and fighting only makes the world darker. A single act of kindness is like a light in a dark room. It can change everything.